we have learned of facts about wolves, elk, and fish.
We learned where they live in nature, but animals can also live on forever as taxidermy in your home.
Meadow Kaufeld has a master's in science and wildlife ecology and management from the University of Minnesota. There she is. She's also a taxidermist and joins us now via Zoom from Minnesota North College in Grand Rapids. Hi there, Meadow. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, guys. You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'm an instructor here at Minnesota North College Itasca in the Natural Resources Program. I'm a wildlife biologist, and I'm also a taxidermist, as you guys mentioned.
What got you into taxidermy?
Well, my dad immigrated here from the Netherlands, and he used to do taxidermy when he was in college. It's kind of how he put himself through college. And so I grew up around it. We had a fair amount in our house. And when I went to college at Humboldt State, which is now Cal Polytechnic, I checked out a bunch of books one weekend. I had a surf scooter that I had shot, and I bought most of the supplies at Ace Hardware and put one together. And so that was over 20 years ago. And now it's something I do as a side business, but also I've been building our vertebrate teaching collection here at Itasca. And so I get to do a lot of really cool stuff, like I'll show here. This is a great gray owl that's in my teaching collection.
Oh,
and
wow.
This animal, this animal is part of the teaching collection here and was a roadkill that was submitted to us by the DNR and will live on in the teaching collection here at Itasca.
So I want to rewind just a little bit. Did your exposure to taxidermy from your father, is that what sort of got you interested in the biology of all of this?
I grew up rural in California, and I think that had a lot to do with it, actually, is just my love for animals and experience in the outdoors. I grew up hunting and fishing, and I grew up on a ranch, and so I had a lot of exposure there. But certainly taxidermy is something that always captured my imagination. And now, as I'm older, I think about it also in terms of tradition and connection to the natural world, especially for those people who pursue animals, hunting and fishing.
I would imagine taxidermy, it can be quite time consuming, can take a long time. What is the length of the process when you have an animal in front of you?
It depends on the species, and it also depends on the condition of the animal. If an animal is in perfect shape, like that gray owl that I showed you guys, it usually goes a lot faster. But when you deal with things like holes and tears, sometimes slippage from decay, again, these are things that take a little bit longer. And then it also species. Some have really thin skin, some have thick skin, especially when it comes to birds. Woodcock and the hooded merganser, which you just showed there, are very thin-skinned animals. And a lot of these photos are my older work. I've actually been to some advanced training since then. So it's definitely been improved. And it's one of those things that is hard to see unless you look at taxidermy every day, but certainly one of those things that you continue to build as a skill going through time. But I'd say, a grouse is about 7 to 8 hours, the one that's in good shape. And a swan will go anywhere from 23 to 26 hours.
Wow.
So some of these animals have a lot of hours involved. And a deer is around 10 to 11 hours. And I'm a part-time taxidermist. Again, this is kind of a side gig for me and also for the college, how I prepare specimens here. So I'm not as fast as, say, somebody who does it full-time. But yeah, it can be time-consuming to do it right.
Well, and I know it's fairly expensive to be able to get something taxidermied as well, but I mean, it kind of explains it. You just did explain it. When you talk about that many hours to do something, well, then of course it's got to be fairly expensive. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that a lot of people don't comprehend is, you think about the hourly rate in, say, a mechanic shop. It's pretty high. You're looking at $190 to $200, and when you look at our rates, it ends up being closer to $40 at most a lot of times, and so that doesn't necessarily pay that well. So a lot of taxidermists actually do charge a lot more than I do because it's hard to make a living if this is your full-time job. Again, it's my side thing, so it's more of a hobby and something to supplement my income, but it can be very expensive to mount an animal, especially the large life size. That bear that you see there is an example of a restoration. That bear is a very old mount. And so restorations are cheaper to do than, say, a full life size. Restoration would be around $1,200 versus a life size would be $5,000 to $6,000, depending on the size of that animal and the condition that it's in. So there's a wide range of costs.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, Meadow. I was just going to ask, when you are looking to maybe to have something, looking for a taxidermist, what are some things you should look for?
Well, certainly you want to see their work and a lot of their work if you can. The thing is that, there are people that are starting out, and that can be hit or miss, but obviously another one is history. If they have a long history of quality work and they're reliable. Sometimes people are not so fortunate and end up with an unreliable person or someone just getting into it and they don't finish out. I hate to say it because we all have to start somewhere. And certainly I would consider myself within the first 3 years of taking on client work, even though I've been doing it for over 20 years. This is kind of more recent that I've done it. But yeah, I would say look at their work. And if you have a particular species like ruffed grouse, for example, this is a bird that can be very difficult to do. And so if you have somebody who is good at ruffed grouse and you want a ruffed grouse mount, it's worth shipping or driving the distance to find somebody who's good at that species. Same goes for fish or large game. So find someone you really like the look of their work. Maybe find out if they're reliable and have good work history. And the other is realizing how long it may take. I stay within a year, but some taxidermists are as long as 3 years. And if you can't wait 3 years, that's also something to take into consideration.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, but ultimately the artistry and whether or not you like their work.
Yep, all makes sense. Meadow, thanks for joining us. Good stuff.
Thank you, Meadow.
Great information, and we'll post all our contact information and a way that you can see her work on Instagram on our website, minnesotalive.com.